Hey guys, welcome back to the old tractor shed. I've been out of here for a couple days. I found myself some tarps and I put up some hooks around the top and hung some tarps around. I freshly repainted this shop not too long ago, trying to get a little bit brighter in here and make it easier for me to see. And the last thing I want to do is get my nice white painted walls all covered with crud and corruption from this tractor. So got that up. I've already power washed it once, just letting my hot water tank catch back up. I don't use full hot water because it's hard on the little machine, but warm water. Anyway, I'm going to make some noise, make a mess. I'm going to get rid of my audio recorder so I don't drop it in the water. And then we'll try and get this tractor a little cleaner. So let's have some fun. Grab my audio recorder. It's not too bad. I think I'm going to let that hot water tank catch up again. I only got a little 6-gallon hot water tank. Let this dry for a bit, go have some lunch maybe. And then as long as I get the tarps up, I think I'm going to get a light look over it, see what I've missed, and power wash it once or twice more. And then I'm going to let everything dry up. I'll sweep up the floor, take down my tarps, and then I'll bring you back another day. So hey guys, welcome back to my old tractor shed. It's been a couple days. I let everything dry up. My sweetheart helped me get the tarps down. I've swept the floor up. I've been puttering out here for a little while. I've actually been doing a little wee bit of painting in here, trying to clean things up a little bit. Anyway, it's clean-ish. Anybody that's ever restored any old equipment knows that cleaning is, at least in my opinion, pretty much the biggest part of the job. Anybody that's ever used a power washer knows that it's no substitute for a scraper and a wire brush, but it does do a lot of good. And actually, I've known all along that I had some kind of an oil leak here. Fairly certain the seal on this side is leaking, and I've had something dripping. I'm going to bring the camera around a few minutes to the other side. I've discovered where one of the other leaks is coming from. So that's certainly a huge benefit to the power washer. It gets the grease and crud out of the way, and then you can see where the oil's coming from. For that very reason, I've been holding off draining the transmission because I wanted to get it cleaned and try and see where this oil's coming from before I drain it. But I am going to do that in a few minutes. I just covered these hydraulic fittings with some Gorilla Tape while I was power washing it. So I'm going to get that out of the way, although they come off pretty darn easy. And now we're going to, I want to get rid of that rad and get this pump back on. I'm pretty certain this line that comes around the bottom, I see now that I've cleaned it a bit, they've got a reducer in there and some kind of a coupler. I may just take one of those reducers off and just weld the bottom up, perhaps a piece of plate or something, but I don't know. And then just put a cap on. I do need to run to the hydraulic shop. I've got a very tiny leak on my everyday tractor on one of the hoses, so I need to get a new hose. I might see if he has a cap, but if not, I might make one. Anyway, I'm going to get the rad out of the way and finally get this pump back on and just see how well this fits. And then get some oil. Well, I'm going to bring the camera around the other side and show you that leak. And then get some oil drained, and then we'll see where I'm at. I was editing some of the earlier footage, and a couple things I was laughing about. You see me run off view of the camera. My toolboxes are on that side of the shop, and a couple times I looked up over here. Sink is here. The clock is right there, so got to keep an eye on the clock for coffee time. Anyway, let's get the rad off. Let's get that pump set back in place and see how this all lines up. Rad is actually just about ready to come off, so shouldn't be a big deal. Might still be a little wee bit of coolant in there, so I got the pan here, but I got the hoses loose. The hose is loose, and I got the little, I had one bolt on the top that was just finger tight just to hold it in place so I could get that out of here. I think I got the bottom hose ready. I got to lift it off a couple of pins down here. I actually had to change this pulley When I was doing the engine work, we noticed the casting was cracked where the key was, so I got a used one. But this little plate has to go on here. It's got a hexagon, I guess that is, shaft that goes to the hydraulic pump. Not actually going to tighten anything. I need to take this all back off to paint it. I'm just trying to get everything sorted out, see what I got to order. Okay, let's see how this is supposed to go on here. Something. Bracket there. Where that's supposed to attach to. I must be missing a fitting here. I've got to go through some boxes. I got to sort out the hydraulics for the power steering, but that's okay. That fits back where it was. You can say, oh, it's got to come back up, get painted anyway, so that's fine. This all lines back up, and yeah, I'm going to have to keep this T, but I think I'm going to drain the fluid, and then because this line fell on the floor here the other day, and it was still leaking some fluid, so I don't want to take this T apart just yet. I'll have to drain some oil out of the transmission. Well, I'll drain all the oil out of the transmission. And then I'm going to take that apart and decide what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to have to go and figure this out. I have photographs, but the computer's not turned on. And it's probably been 2 years since I took that apart. We'll figure it out. That's no big deal. Let me wash my paws. And I'm going to bring that camera around the other side. I'm going to show you this leak that I'm looking at. And then I'm going to get some oil draining out of it. So here's the pump. It just sits on 2 bolts, and then this hexagon piece goes in here. I'm sure there was a cotter pin behind there. I have to put a little more oil on there and get that freed up. Do I have that in view? There's 2 fittings here that I'm certain are these 2 lines here for the power steering. These ends, 100% for sure, they go onto the cylinder. And these 2 lines somehow or other, so that one to me looks like it would go there. I remember, they came back this way somehow. Yeah, so that one's going to go there, and this one's going to go on here. I bet you they came right through this spot here. Yeah, something like that. And then these lines turn around and go back that way. So that's fine. I don't think I'll do that because, like I said, I got to take this pump all back off to paint it. This line here, female hydraulic fitting, I got the exact same thing there. So there must have been a double male, I don't know what you would call it, union of some sort that went there. And this hose certainly looks like that's where it wants to go somehow. Probably just like that. It's got to get lined up. But I'm not going to tighten everything because I want to take this all back apart and paint this. So that's that. And I've successfully got my paws dirty again. Let me wash my paws again. This is our T. I see here that this is coupler of some sort. I'm reasonably certain if I take this, looks like a reducer out of there, take this off, of course, I can probably weld that closed and just put it back on. I don't see how, because this T's got male threads on both ends, so I don't see there's any way, and it's not going to be long enough anyway, so that's going to have to stay, and that's fine and dandy. It's all hidden. No one's ever going to see it anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. But I just want to get rid of this hose, because this hose went up to the valve for the front end loader. All right, so that's good. Let me bring the camera around the other side and I'll show you the leak I found. So I'm not sure how well this camera is going to pick this up, but what we're looking at here, this is part of the brake. And this piece here, the big piece, that's the axle carrier, I guess. And from this bolt down, it's wet. And it actually runs down and it's dripping off the bottom, which it's been dripping there all along. I've had that yellow pan underneath there catching it, but I really wasn't 100% sure where it was coming from. But clearly it's coming from, well, it's got to be coming through the bolt holes, I guess. So I was figuring on removing the axle out of the back end of this. It looks like I'm going to be removing more than just the axle. So that's just fine. At least I can see where it's coming from. And actually right now, that appears to be about the only place. But I do know it was, the inside of the wheels were wet too, so I'm sure the outside seals are leaking. Little better view of what I'm talking about. This is the, I guess we're just going to call that the axle housing, I guess. But anyway, it's leaking down in that area there, so I'm going to have to, I made these jack stands there last week. I'll have to do something different and support it underneath with some timbers, I guess. I'm certain I'm going to have to take the top of the transmission off to get the axle out, and then I can take these off. But we will get to that in due time. I'll bring around the camera to the other side and show you where I'm heading next. I don't have a whole lot of room back here, and I can't get the camera any further back. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull the drain plug down there. There's two of them by the looks of it. There's one fairly far forward. I can get at that easy. There's another one that's above the drawbar here. So I think I'm going to get that one draining. And then I think what I'm going to do is just start taking apart all. I got to take a few photographs, of course. But I'm going to take the 3-point hitch off, take the drawbar off. This is the guard for the PTO. It's all beat up. We're going to get that off and try and straighten it. I think that's what I'm going to do next. I don't know how I'm going to work with that camera. I've got it backed right up into the corner. So not sure how this is going to work, guys. We'll do what we can. But I think at this point, MP3 player back on, and I got to go get the other camera. So definitely time for time lapse. pin here's got quite a bit of wear on it, but I think probably just cleaned up, painted. All this tractor is going to do at this point, but I'll have to replace that pin there. The way I've got that jack stand positioned, that arm's not going to come off. It's funny, the other side did, but just barely. I'll have to re-jack this later, but that's later. Almost coffee time, guys. I got to crawl underneath there. I tried getting this drawbar off the other day, and I'm going to have to unbolt some stuff there, but I think I'm going to wait till that oil finishes dripping. Alrighty, it's just about coffee time. I think I'm going to quit here. I'll get that camera backed up as far as I can back it up. I'm having trouble. I can't get it to zoom out. In the comment section, tell my wife I need a bigger shop because this is too tight. All right, so this piece of the 3-point hitch won't come off because of the jack stand I have there, so I'm going to have to re-jack it just temporarily and get that out of there. I think next day I'm going to get the drawbar out, but underneath, it looks like it's supposed to drop this end down and come off, but it doesn't want to. I was looking at that the other day. I'm going to have to unbolt one of the brackets under there, but right now I got that oil draining, so I'm not going to go there. I think I'll leave that for today. Next day I'll get that arm off, get this cover off, get the drawbar off, a few more pieces up here at the top, and start cleaning stuff up and painting it, but I'm going to have to figure out exactly what I'm doing here. I haven't looked at the book yet. I guess I should. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it here. Definitely appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy what I'm doing, click those silly little buttons. I'm told it helps the algorithms get this video in front of other people. So leave a comment, click like, subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing. All the usual crap. You know how it all works. If you didn't enjoy it, what the hell are you still doing here? Anyway, I appreciate your time. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time in the old tractor shed.